Good afternoon. Hello. Hi. Let's get started. Hello. Welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Darren Walsh. I'm the training class supervisor here at Guide Dogs for the Blind, and welcome to the class ceremony, or the class graduation ceremony for class 1002. We're so honored that you could all join us here today in person and, of course, virtually. We're live streaming from the California campus. Say hello to our friends at home. Anybody here on the live stream? Thank you. And again, we're here to celebrate our programs here today. We have a lot of things to celebrate. We have 2 new breeding stock dogs coming into our breeding program, and 4 graduating class clients with their guide dogs. So congratulations, you guys. We've spoke throughout the day and, of course, throughout class, but I just want to give one more shout out to our graduating class clients today for your time, your effort, your enthusiasm in working with your dogs, and, of course, these wonderful partnerships that we've made. Congrats. And again, we have a lot to celebrate. I want to give a couple of shout outs, if I may, before handing it off to our instructional staff. I want to mention our puppy raisers, of course. We have a lot of you in the room today. Woohoo! Yeah. Exactly, right? You guys pour your heart and soul into every single one of our dogs. You take them in as young puppies, you socialize them, you take them out in the world, you prepare them for the roles that they have. We could not do this without you, and we just honor and appreciate everything that you've done today to make today possible. So another round of applause for our puppy raisers. We really look forward to hearing from some of you today, and thank you again. Of course, our donors, Guide Dogs for the Blind, is a nonprofit organization, and we really do rely on our communities of support, and we have a lot of them. Specifically, I'd like to shout out to the estate of Milo and Marion Charleston of Edmonds, Washington, for their generous donation and sponsorship of the entire graduating class today. So, huge round of applause for them. And of course, we want to honor our longtime donor, Lillian Tremaroli, for their sponsorship of harnesses throughout 2024. Thank you so much for doing all that you do as donors to help us provide a lifetime of support for our alumni at no cost to them, of course. And of course, we have our volunteers and our employees. This past week, we celebrated National Volunteer Week here at Guide Dogs for the Blind with a number of ceremonies here on campus to honor all that they do and the work that they put in for us. So thank you to our volunteers, whether it's you working in an administrative role, working directly with our clients or our dogs. We just appreciate all of the support that our volunteers provide. I'd like to shout out some of our employees. We have members of our canine welfare training technician staff. We have members of our facility staff, our leadership team, and of course our wonderful instructors as well. Thank you so much for all that you do to help move our mission forward and create these partnerships. I'd like to share and of course the live stream. This video is audio described, so in addition to the narrator, you'll hear another voice on the video that will describe scenes as they go by. There's also a number of captions on the screen, so that these inclusive features can ensure that everybody can enjoy the video. This video was put together with the help of our marketing team and really describes the class program that we have here, as well as our orientation mobility program and our Canine Buddy partnerships. Enjoy.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our orientation and mobility immersion program.
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco. My dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion Program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze a traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Lafferty.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Lafferty is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends.
With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
the struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up, for Ella, new social connections.
Back to Ella.
I would recommend canine buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Amit and his guide dog Tashi sit on a beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
Isn't that a wonderful video? Does a really good job of describing who we are here at GDB and sort of the spirit of the organization. All right, I'd like to introduce our instructor staff. Master Instructor Larissa Montfort. Apprentice Instructor Carlos Gutierrez. Apprentice Instructor Kate Doherty. And one of our newest apprentice instructors, Megan Fairchild. Yeah. All right, I'll pass it off to Kate to introduce our breeders.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. So, giving you a little bit of background about breeders, Guide Dogs for the Blind breeds Labrador Retrievers, Golden Retrievers, and Lab Golden Crosses that are specially selected for excellent temperament, intelligence, and health for our guide dogs and canine buddies. Once a dog is added to the breeding program, it is placed into a carefully screened, loving custodial home within a 50-mile radius of the San Rafael campus. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our first breeder, Beauty, a female yellow Labrador Retriever raised by Tony Boster of Turlock, California, Judy Logan of Clovis, California, and the breeder custodian is Suzanne Woods Fisher.
Go. Well, I'll start. Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Judy Logan, and I was the first raiser for Beauty. And Beauty is a beauty, you can tell. My grandson calls her Booty because he couldn't pronounce her name, but she was wonderful, and our club leaders in Fresno helped a lot as a puppy with all the training, which is sometimes a lot. But she was really great, and I just started her and then handed her over to Tony. And the great thing about Tony and her family, who are in Merced, we were in Fresno, is that she shared her a lot with me, and even after I transferred her. So they're great. And Suzanne, who is sitting over there, has actually been a breeder keeper for 2 of our other puppies. So, and a mother and puppy at the same time. So now she has Beauty, which makes us very, very happy. So, and when Beauty was at my house, I didn't have any other dogs at the time. And then she went to Tony's house where there were 2 labs that she loved. So she had a really great time. So thank you to Tony and to Suzanne.
Okay, so I'm Tony Boster, but I want to clarify something. This is my daughter, Lily, and she is the one who got us into all of this. Beauty was our 4th dog. We are currently on dog number 5. And when she said, Mom, I want to raise a puppy, what do you want to do? There's no turning back. I'm telling you what, there's something really just a privilege and just an honor to raise these dogs and change people's lives. So anyway, Beauty came to us, and we knew instantly there was something pretty special about this little girl. And then when we were in our club, we were in the middle of change of PFMs, and the new PFM took one look at her and said, "Oh, I like her." So it was not a surprise at all that she became a breeder. She's just a very special dog, and her name matches her. And when we were raising her, people would look, "Oh, what a pretty girl." And yes, she's definitely a pretty girl. And it was a delight to work with Judy. It's fun to share pictures, and she would puppy sitter. So it was, I would say, very much a team effort. And certainly Lily did a lot of the work, and it's definitely a family affair in our house. So we're just delighted and honored that there are going to be more beauties in this world. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
You guys want to go sit down? All right. Thank you. Our next breeder is named Harvest. She is a female yellow Labrador Golden Retriever cross raised by Julie Brown of Flower Mound, Texas, Emma Mejia of Houston, Texas, and the breeder custodian is Lori Henry.
Harvest and I had a little different startup. She was not on my radar. As puppy raisers know, it takes a village to raise a puppy. The support starts here at campus. It goes down to your PFM, your club leader, your club members. Everybody is everybody's dog, and we all take care of everybody. Harvest was having some difficulty in another situation, and they transferred her to me and said, "Oh, start from the beginning." And I went, "What?" You know, she was over a year old. I was a new puppy raiser. They said she lacks confidence. And I was like, okay, I lack confidence. So that first night, I didn't know what to do. I mean, I had raised a puppy already, but this was different. I felt like I had to change this dog's life. It turns out she kind of changed mine. That first night, we sat on the floor. She curled up in my lap, and I went, this is what we're going to do. And we did that a lot, a whole lot. She shortly went into season after I got her. And I was like, okay, now what do I do? We've got a confidence problem and we can't leave the house. But what it turned out to be is I started thinking about the new philosophy that we have for raising puppies and how we're so determined to start with the confidence and really, really work on that. She had lost a lot of skills, but once we got back out of the house and she was confident, those skills came. They were easy. She was like, I'll go anywhere with you. What are you asking of me? So I feel like not only was I able to build her confidence, but she built my confidence as a leader. And going forward with the puppy that I have right now, it just seems so much easier. It's like, okay, it works out. Just be patient. Take the time to just sit and pet and hug and let them lick on you and be their best friend. And the other turns out okay. She was such a wonderful dog. We brought her to campus. She immediately went in season again. So she was chosen as a breeder and they bred her. So it's been almost a year since I've seen her. She has had her first litter, and because of the temperament of this puppy and how wonderful she was, I've got her daughter as well. So looking forward to having another one that's just as wonderful as she is.
Thank you so much. Let's have another round of applause for our breeders. Woo. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Carlos.
Hello, everybody. I have the pleasure of introducing our graduating class of 1002. And just some of you guys might already know, but our guide dog program is a 2-week program where clients are matched with a dog that is compatible with their lifestyle to enhance their mobility. We provide a variety of training models that include both in-home and in-residence training. So first up, we have Randy Argenziano, stage name Randy Paul, of Winter Garden, Florida, receiving Banjo, a male black lab raised by Carolyn Diane Smith of Sonora, California. Banjo is Randy's first guide. Randy is a professional singer, and she's excited to integrate Banjo into her life and bring him to some of her gigs, and also to take him out shopping.
Thank you, Carlos.
All right, hand it over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. My name is Randy, and this is Banjo, and he is my first guide dog. And I do have some things I want to say real quick. I'm trying to make it quick. I want to say thank you to so many people, and of course to the Charlestons who sponsored our entire class, Milo and Marion Charleston, and the Charleston Foundation, because I just want them, I hope they know how much is involved and how much they've given. And it's over the top. The accommodations were just amazing, and the food was amazing. I never expected to be treated like this. It was just like, I'm so spoiled. We're all rotten. All of us in the class were so spoiled, and which was so lovely because we were working hard. We were working really hard, and it gave us a wonderful soft place to fall, to be staying here. It was really really sweet. And I want to say thank you to my classmates. They were awesome. So awesome. Ashley, you are a rock star. She's a young mom, and she has a guide dog. She has 2 little kids, and she is just mowing. She's so courageous and very graceful. And I'm old enough to be her grandmom, but she was an example to me. She mentored me in a lot of ways, so I want to be like you when I grow up, Ashley. And Dan was awesome. He's so awesome. He's on his 8th guide dog. And he was so gracious and generous with his tips and his help. He was very patient with me, and he's a single guy, and he maneuvers so beautifully. He understands how important a guide dog is. And I learned a lot from him, and he makes the most of his life by using a guide. And that's so inspiring. And Chris, you are definitely a hero. He is I'm not sure what his exact job title is, but he's a technological genius. And he's been in on the ground floor developing some of the AT tools that I enjoy, you know, as like JAWS and voiceover technology and things like that. He's just amazing. I don't know any more about him than that, other than he, you know, I look up to him and I thank him for his work, and I think he is continuing that work. So I want to thank the instructors. I want to thank Darren, because he is our lead instructor over everything, and he has eyes in the back of his head, and he always knows when you're stuck or your instructor stepped away for a minute, and he's always, you know, involved in everything. But I also wanted to thank him for the pep talk he gave us when we got here on day 1, when we met him and we met each other and met our dogs. He gave us a pep talk, and he said, I congratulate you. And this was on our first day. He congratulated us for getting this far. And I appreciate that so much. He acknowledged that, because it was a hell of a journey. And we all fought really hard to get here, but it's such a privilege. It shouldn't be given away so easily, and I worked hard to get here, but he acknowledged that. The first day, I thanked you so much, Darren, and I thank Kate, my instructor, banjo's instructor. Kate, you are so wonderful. You know I love you, and I have told many people that she treated me just exactly right, because she's tough. You know, she's tough, but she's not a pushover, and she is able to correct me in a way that did not crush me. She's very diplomatic. She has a gift for teaching, I think, because this is how I learn, and I do have to make mistakes to learn, and she is a good corrector. She didn't correct me in the way that would crush me or set me back. So I have so many great things to say about Kate, but those are the most important things. And that she was patient with me. Because I'll tell you what, banjo is a pro already. I've just got a lot of work to do. So, and all of the instructors were so helpful. They would always step in and help if you got stranded, you know, and your instructor wasn't there. Everybody would step in. And the staff and the RAs and the nurses, everybody here was really wonderful. And I could go on and on, but I want you to know that, what a wonderful experience it is. And that you're involved and that you're here is so important. And I thank you so much. I thank you for Banjo. I just love him so much. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know how to do this. I would like to tell you. I would like to tell you, Banjo has been my 6th dog, and he's just the sweetest little boy that ever lived from the very beginning. He has a few faults, or did. He doesn't anymore. But he loves the world. He loves being out and about. In fact, he's happiest when he's out and about and doing things. And I have enjoyed raising these puppies over the last 6 months, and I haven't had a bad one yet. The first one came back to me because he urinated a little too much. And he still does, but he's 12 years old, and he's doing great. So thank you very much for being able to do it. And so happy for Banjo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to give her an elbow. She grabs her up. Mm-hmm. Just be happy. All right, thank you. Next up, we have Ashley Boulevard of Central Point, Oregon, receiving Francesca, a female black lab raised by Jesslyn and Jocelyn Peterson of Tatum, Texas. Francesca is Ashley's 2nd guide dog. She is excited to introduce Francesca to her whole family, which includes her husband, 2 kids, a cat, and many chickens. She can't wait to get back to her routine, and once the weather allows, take Francesca out camping.
Thank you, guys. I don't know how to follow that, Randy. That was really good. First and foremost, I like to thank the puppy raisers. They're so sweet and kind, and you guys did a really great job raising her. She's the sweetest. And all the staff here was incredible. And I'd like to thank the Charleston Estates for sponsoring and their generous sponsorship. And I'd like to thank my instructor, Kate. I like to have every instructor like Kate, so you can never leave. She was incredible and amazing and patient. And I'd like to thank everybody here, and everything was all taken care of for us. We didn't have to do much except focus on our dogs, and that's what they did. They did amazing. And yes, thank you, everybody.
First, I'd just like to say thank you to Guide Dogs for giving us the opportunity to raise Francesca. We also raised Francesca's mother, Promise, and today we get to meet her dad, Drummer, which, so that's going to be an awesome opportunity after this. Francesca was our fourth dog. We're currently raising number 7 and 8. Number 5 graduated in the 1,000th graduating class 2 weeks ago. Francesca was a beautiful dog. She was wonderful to raise, easy to raise, just like her mom. So congratulations, Ashley, and I hope your kids love her. And she did have chicken experience, so she won't eat your chickens. Yeah, so good luck, and we look forward to stalking you more on Facebook and checking out all your many adventures. Thank you.
All right, next up we have Dan McKay of South Porcupine, Ontario, receiving Legolas, a male yellow lab raised by Carol Johnson of Los Altos, California. Legolas is Dan's 8th guide dog. Dan is an avid accessibility advocate. He has served in many accessibility boards at local, provincial, and federal levels in Canada. Dan is looking forward to getting home and teaching all his routes to Legolas, some of which can be up to 6 miles long. He will take Legolas on trips to Toronto and Ottawa pretty regularly. Passing it on to you, Ben.
Thank you. Wow, back again. Legolas, sit. Good boy, Legolas, stay. First of all, I'd like to thank Carol Johnson for doing an awesome job in her volunteerism to socialize and the initial training to make Legolas the super little guy he is right now. He's going to get even better. We have a lot ahead of us. Thank you, Carol. And I'd like to also mention the the funding from the Charleston Estate to sponsor our class. These sponsorships are so important for GDB being a nonprofit organization. We really appreciate it. It gives us back a life in the blind world. We also have to note that all donations from all persons, personal, organizations, foundations, it's what GDB needs to continue this mission to give us these guides, to give us back a life, and it certainly does. So thank you all for that. For the GDB staff, it's so seamless for us to reapply to come here. I don't want to single out any department. You're all amazing, because I'll forget one and I'll kick myself once I leave. Done it before. But thank you all. Again, it's so seamless. We're treated like queens and kings. Nothing to do but focus on our dogs, which we need. I've had in-home training, and being single, to have to cook for yourself plus train, that's pretty hard. So thank you to all the GDB staff. Our own, particularly for me, Larissa and Carlos. I came in here and I said to both, break me of my bad habits and teach me the new techniques, because you get a little complacent once you get rolling with your dogs, and they did all the above. Custom training this past week was amazing. Prepped us for going home. We're confident for that. So thank you there. The volunteers, the organization wouldn't function without volunteers in all aspects, all departments. Thank you all for that. Special guests here right now, Marilyn and John, who are great friends of mine from El Dorado Hills. They're leaving here today with Kirk, my previous guide, who's in the kennel. They're going to offer him a forever loving home. And not only that, they adopted my previous guide, Tinsel. They're a year and 7 months apart. Tinsel just didn't work out that long. Kirk, Legolas, sit. Sit. Sorry for the emotion. Legolas, sit. So Tinsel and Kirk will be together later today. Marilee and John are picking Tinsel up after the graduation. Thank you, buddies. Great friends. And what I want you all to realize is this mission, receiving these miraculous gifts. Leila, sit. It gives us back a life. It gives us independence. It gives us independence in an interdependent way. I need Kirk. Kirk needs me. That's the interdependence. True independence is knowing to ask for support. I ask for support to come back, to continue soaring with these wings that we get from these guys. And we'll continue to do so. We'll soar to the outer limits, I'll tell you. And in closing, I'm forever grateful, and I sincerely thank the incredible GDB Gold Seal machine. Thank you very much.
Wow, this is really great to be here and to meet Dan. When we start our journeys to raise our guide dogs, we never know what route they're going to take. We don't know if they're going to become a career change, which I've had a few. We don't know if they're going to go to our partners, our community partners, which one of mine did, or if they're going to stay under the GBD umbrella and become a breeder, which I've had a couple. And I have not had a canine buddy yet, but I've had a couple of guides. But it's always nice to see this. And it's always nice to know that whatever path our puppies take, GDB is here to support them and give them the tools to be successful in whatever they choose. But that's why we're here today, because little Legolas took the path of being a guide dog. And just by chance, I had a chance to raise Legolas's great-grandmother, Dream. Yeah, and there's lots of dogs in this room that have Dream blood in them. And one dog here has the same daddy as Legolas. So there's lots and lots of little Dream babies running around. But today we'll talk about Legolas. So I have to tell a story about his early life. Back, do you remember when we had to sit in our cars and we went to the vets and they'd come out and get the dog and take it in? Well, Legolas went into the vet and they came back with all the paperwork. He had to get his rabies shot. And so, I just take all the paper, pay the bill, and leave. And then I started to send the paperwork to iPuppy. And on the paperwork, it said, Bloodhound. And that's because Legolas has so much extra skin. And it was real funny. We were just having the pictures taken, and he goes, he looks like a bloodhound. So anyway, he has grown into all of that skin, and now we have a handsome young man here to go with you. And I just cannot leave here without saying thank you also to all the puppy raisers, to all the staff here, the volunteers, every staff here, every volunteer that has anything to do with guide dogs. They're wonderful. They just help the dogs. The donors are absolutely wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But today, once again, it's about Dan. But Dan did tell me one story that guide dogs neglected one little piece of his training, and that was how to climb over a 6-foot snowbank. So with Dan's careful care, he will train Legolas how to climb in the snow. Dan is from Canada, so he's going to have lots of snow days. and oh, there's one more thing he said, how to identify the different ice on the ground. So San Rafael. But I'm wishing the best for you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here and taking a wonderful dog with you. Have a good life. Godspeed to you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to welcome now Chris Piper from Granville, Michigan, receiving Thimble, a female yellow lab, raised by Vered Simmer Gottlieb of Palo Alto, California, and Pamela Ellingson of Menlo Park, California. Thimble is Chris's third dog. He is a technology consultant and can't wait to get back to his wife and 2 daughters. He's looking forward to traveling to many job sites and to the gym with Thimble. They will be very active and see many cities throughout the United States. He is also a big sports fan, so they might take a trip to a game or 2. You can keep her there.
Well, thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the Charleston Estate for sponsoring our class. And also, I'd like to thank everybody here at GDB. It's been a pleasure being here, and everybody is so knowledgeable. It's been great, especially Carlos and Larissa. Thank you especially for Carlos for saving me from overshooting curves and flying into the street. She likes flying up to the curves and just jamming on the brakes. So, and finally, thank you to the puppy raisers, definitely for raising such a great dog and companion. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pam Ellingson, and I have my family, Tessa and Thomas over there, and then our co-raisers, Vered, Hila, Nama, Gottlieb, and we're just so happy to be here today. We've been up this stage before, but for breeder graduation, so it's just an honor to be here today to celebrate Thimble as guide. In truth, we thought that Thimble might become a breeder as well when we picked her up as a puppy. You know, she was on breeder watch, and then she went back to recall, and we got a call about 3 weeks later saying, well, we're going to spay Thimble and put her in a training string. And, you know, that took a little while to process because I think all along we thought maybe we would get her back. And, but that was okay. So we were excited for her to start her training string, and every Friday morning at 5:30 I'd wake up and I would check the phase reports, and I would be, all right, she's in 1 or 2, and she just sailed through, which just made us very proud. And so we are just so excited that she's going to start her new life with Chris and his family. One of my favorite things about raising Thimble was just how sweet and loving she is. And I would take her to tennis matches and just, wherever I went, and Thimble would always lean up against my leg. And if I was sitting down for a meeting at work, she'd sit on my feet. And I just loved her warmth, and I just felt it through my whole body, which will be perfect for Chris during those Michigan winters. So also like to thank the entire GDB community. This has just been amazing. I want to thank the Palo Alto Puppy Club, the leaders, Anna, Robin, Becky, Marty, our PFMs, Cindy, and Michaela. Just everybody's just been so wonderful. It's just the best group. It's, friends and an amazing community and therapy in a way as well. So just thank you so much. And that's all I have to say. I'd like to pass it on to my daughter, Tessa.
Hi, I'm Tessa. I'm Pam's daughter, and I share the same gratitudes my mom does, but I think one person she forgot is herself. I think she really tries to act like she doesn't do it all, but she really does, and she did such an amazing job with Thimble, and I'm just so lucky to have her in my life. And I feel Thimble's just such a sweet girl. I feel like I'm supposed to be taking care of her, but I'll be sitting in my room doing my homework, and she'll be wandering the house, and she'll just come up to me and look at me and check in on me, and I'm like, I'm doing okay. Are you doing okay? And she's doing okay. She's doing great. So I'm just so excited to see her going out to Michigan and all that. I am most excited to see her in snow booties. So that's all I've got to say. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nama. I'm part of the co-raising family. I have to agree with Tessa about the snow booties. I think Thimble will be really cute in them. I think Thimble's really going to love the snow. She really liked it when we went up in Tahoe. And she's just really loving, and she loves cuddling up to people. She's very cute, yeah. Okay.
All right, that was graduating class 1002. I will pass it on now to Larissa, Marissa, and her guide, Jim, for a training demonstration.
Thank you, Carlos. So we're going to have a training demonstration. And during training, our dogs learn most of the skills involved with guide work through the use of a clicker, which marks the behavior that we want the dog to repeat. The clicker makes communication consistent and timely and is better than praise or food alone. We start by pairing food with the sound of the click. Once the dog hears and understands the click means food, we can pair the click with a desired behavior. For example, when the dog is doing guide work and it stops at a curb, or maybe they're doing an obedience cue going from a sit into a down, and they do it well, they hear that click, and they think food, because they heard that click, they are getting rewarded for it, and they want to do these behaviors in anticipation of getting rewards. So we're going to have a chair targeting demo using a back chaining method. Basically, what that means is we're going to start at the end goal at the chair, and then slowly, link by link, increase the distance from the target. So I'd like to introduce Marissa and her guide Jim, who are going to help us, and they're going to demonstrate how this targeting behavior is done by clients. Okay, so first, what Marissa's going to do is she's going to present a hand target in the air to get Jim warmed up. And he just touched her hand with his nose. She clicked, and he got a kibble for that. Now she's going to use that hand target to put it right on the chair. Yes. And he touched her hand and gets a treat. Now she's going to take one step back and again use that fist or that hand target on the chair. Yes. And he's doing great. He knows to touch her hand with his nose. Now she's going to take 2 steps back and do the same. Yes. Good job. Enthusiastically wagging his tail. Now she's going to take a couple of steps back and she's going to pick up the harness handle. See what he does? Right to it. Good boy. And now she's going to take a few steps back and she's going to pick up the handle and say the cue word. Good job. Excellent. He did it. So she has successfully trained him through the use of a hand target and the clicker to find that chair. So she can have a seat in that chair. That shows him that's really where he wants to be. And then we're going to see if they can do it from further away. Do you think they can do it if they go over to the lobby doors and give it a try? Yeah. All right, let's see. Show off your stuff.
Jim, find the chair. Find the chair. Go get it. Find the chair. Go get it. Find the chair.
Excellent. Now that's what I call enthusiasm. He even started into a little run there towards the end. Good boy. So this simple targeting technique can be widely used in the client's home area to teach various things. The clients can teach targets such as ATM machines, bus stops, crosswalk buttons, and things like that, so it can be very useful. So thank you very much, Marissa and Jim.
Thank you. Congratulations to the class.
Yes. So in closing, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Feel free to check out our website if you're interested in volunteering or maybe working for guide dogs, or if you know anyone who would benefit from the services that we offer, guidedogs.com. If you'd like to make a donation to support our mission, please text to donate. Please text partnerships to 50155. Thank you to those who have been live streaming with us today. And anyone here who would like to check out our gift shop, it's open until 3. It's located at the top of campus. After the ceremony here, please help yourself to refreshments in the room next door. You can help yourself. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Have a great rest of your day.